One moment, one decision, one completely different world. Welcome to What If Odyssey.
Everything seems normal. People are heading to work, checking their phones, and starting another ordinary day. Then, emergency alerts suddenly appear around the world. News broadcasts are interrupted. Governments confirm that a major international conflict has erupted, and military forces are mobilizing at an unprecedented scale. Military command centers spring into action. Radar systems track aircraft and missiles, while world leaders rush into emergency meetings. Before armies clash on the battlefield, cyberattacks strike power grids, communication networks, and financial systems. Entire cities begin experiencing blackouts. Fear spreads rapidly. Supermarkets are overwhelmed as people rush to buy food, water, medicine, and fuel before supplies disappear. Across the globe, fighter jets take off, warships leave port, and troops mobilize. The world watches as tensions continue to rise. Within days, global trade slows dramatically. Cargo ships stop moving, flights are canceled, and supply chains begin to collapse. The economic impact is immediate. Markets fall, businesses struggle, and essential goods become harder to find. Hospitals face increasing pressure while millions of civilians flee dangerous regions in search of safety. Governments introduce emergency measures. Curfews, rationing, and travel restrictions become part of everyday life. Behind closed doors, diplomats work desperately to prevent the conflict from expanding further. Every decision carries enormous consequences. But tensions continue to escalate. Nations place their most powerful weapons on high alert, fearing what may come next. The possibility of nuclear war becomes humanity's greatest concern. One mistake could change the course of history forever. If nuclear weapons were used, entire regions could be devastated within minutes. The humanitarian impact would be unlike anything the modern world has ever experienced. Critical infrastructure would suffer severe damage. Communication, transportation, and essential services could become unreliable across vast areas. Scientists warn that environmental and economic consequences could affect countries far beyond the battlefield. As resources become scarce, survival becomes the top priority. Communities struggle to adapt to rapidly changing conditions. Yet even during the darkest moments, people come together. Volunteers, aid workers, and emergency responders risk everything to help others. Slowly, recovery begins. Power is restored, infrastructure is rebuilt, and communities start rebuilding their lives. The world that emerges is very different. Nations, economies, and societies are forever changed by the conflict. History has shown that civilizations can face enormous challenges and still endure. Humanity's greatest strength has always been its ability to adapt. So, would World War III mean the end of civilization? Perhaps not, but it could become one of the most transformative events in human history.
What if this is just the beginning? If you enjoyed this journey, leave a like, subscribe to What If Odyssey, and join me as we explore worlds that could have been, and worlds that might still be. Until then, keep wondering.